difference between chipping and pitching last time. We're gonna focus more on chipping right now,
Okay.
and then pitching is kind of, if putting and chipping is algebra 1, I'd say putting is probably just, before you get to algebra. It's a lot of stuff, but the better you get at it, it's going to make you a better chipper if you're a good putter, right? So, but chipping is algebra 1, pitching is algebra 2. So we need the fundamentals of algebra 1 in order to attempt algebra 2, all right? Okay. So, same thing when we're setting up, we're not going to be as far from the ball as we would with a full swing, but we're not going to be as close to the ball as we did with the putter. We're going to be somewhere between that, okay? The distance from the ball, we're going to get a little closer to it, because when we're chipping, what we're looking to do is almost like the face balance putter, straight back, straight through kind of thing, all right? Because all we're trying to do is make contact with the ball, pop it over the grass, and get it to roll on the green. So if I'm chipping from here, I'm just trying to chip it over the fringe, get it on the grass, and let it roll to the hole. So if they'll just let me pitch it with my hand, I'll be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
But they don't let us do that, right? We got to do it with the golf club. So let's look at the clubs that we're going to practice with today. And remember, chipping can be done with a lot of different clubs, because chipping is a form, right? And then pitching is primarily used with your more lofted clubs, like your A wedge and your pitching wedge, right? But chipping, we can chip with a 5-wood, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because the goal is to what?
Just
Get it in the hole, right? And so even if I were to chip with my 5-wood here, set up, right? Get my hands all the way down the grip. I'm going to put my sternum right over the ball, and then I'm going to lightly lean this way, and then I just go 1, 2. So I'm basically putting with a lofted club, right? Now you'll notice it's got to go through some of this high grass, right? But if I can judge the speed, it's an okay club to chip with. It's usually recommended if you're going to go to a further target, so you have a bigger swing. And it gives you more room to roll it out. All right? Now, we're going to take these 3 clubs, the 8-iron, probably that same one, but the ball is not going to touch this grass between here and the green. I'm going to chip the ball and get it over the fringe. And it lands there, and look how far it went. Maybe it's not the 8-iron. So maybe I get a more lofted club. There's the pitching wedge. And in theory, if I put the same swing on it, right, it should land and not roll as far as the 8-iron. Because the pitching wedge has more pitch or loft, and it should go up higher and not roll as far. And then, if I have a closer target, like this one in front of me, then I'm going to take my A wedge and just chip it just over the fringe and let it roll to the hole. Okay? So, the form, right, set up, put everything right there in the middle, and then as soon as I get ready, I'm going to move my sternum on that side of the golf ball. And what that does is it's going to now, when I lean, it takes this to go on a steeper angle up.
okay.
Well, for every action, there's what? Equal and opposite reaction, right? So I'm not trying to lift or scoop. I'm actually hitting down, which creates the lift, okay? All right, so